Hey babes, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Beverly. Grab your favorite drink. Let's sip and chat.
Welcome to Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast.
Period. Hey babes. Welcome back to another episode of Tipsy and Truthful, the podcast where two best friends sip and chat about life, relationships, parenthood, and everything in between. I'm Beverly.
And I'm Cynthia.
And we just finished arguing about the right order of counting down to start. Jessica goes 1, 2, 3, and I let her finish. And I'm like, okay, now we can really start. 3, 2, 1.
That's so annoying.
That's the right way. Thanks.
Is there really a right way?
Yeah, in my head there is.
Same thing, the argument with the last week's argument about the milk and the cereal.
It makes sense. No, for that, I can see both sides. It's about the right ratio.
Okay, and you can see both sides about people counting either 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1?
No, I cannot. All
right. Well, anyways.
Anyway, babe, how was your last 2 weeks?
Oh, yeah, because we haven't been on for 2 weeks.
We haven't recorded since before we left to our trip.
Yes. Well, we've had a busy 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
So we went camping, and that was so much fun.
It was.
And then last week we were in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and that was extremely fun. So I've had a very good 2 weeks. Full schedule, even though my body is like, girl, stop, because we're exhausted, like physically. It's been everything we planned for this summer, and I'm very proud of us.
We squeezed it all in 2 weeks.
And we've done a lot of other things that, even though we've not wasted good weather.
Yeah.
Because the weather has not been on our side. It's been so rainy and gloomy. But anytime we get sun, we're like, even though we're tired, let's go to the beach.
Yeah.
Or let's go sit outside and like have the kids play, or take out the pool and have the kids come to Jessica's pool. You know, we're finding things to do when the weather allows us to. So I'm very happy that we've stuck to our word. Proud.
So now we have to try to remember this week. This week there was so much that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And you try to remember a high and an opportunity of this past week.
Okay. Oof. I think the high of the week was the fact that we went away to Disney, and that's what our episode is going to be about. And I think it was just an amazing moment. To be with family, to see the excitement in the kids, them sharing that memory was like such a high for me. I think an opportunity is my phone died the day we went to Disney, the night before. And literally, like, guys, my phone literally shut down, broke down.
No explanation. Nothing happened to it.
It just died. And then I restarted it thinking it would help it, and it made it worse. So I didn't have a phone the day that we went to Disney. But the blessing in that was the fact that I got to fully enjoy it. Like, I wasn't concerned about taking pictures. My sisters who were with us on the trip, they took it upon themselves to make sure to record all the moments that they knew I would want. And they did that for me. And I was able to fully submerge myself in that experience. So really be present in the moment. So
what was the opportunity?
Sorry. So the opportunity is that I know that even though I'm always very intentional about being aware, about being present in moments, I think I need to really like hone in on that and do it more often, because I realized that it was so special to like be that present in that moment. So that's my opportunity forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
That breaking your phone was actually a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it was.
And guess what, guys? It just started working
the next day after Disney, it worked. I was like, what?
Like, nobody did anything to it. It just started working.
Actually, I was going to the Apple store in Florida, and when I turned it on, it just like let me set it up, and I was like, what? So it was stuck on like saying that there was like a corrupted file or something. So I had to go, and Apple support tried to help me like online. We did everything, and nothing was working. Yeah. I was up till 4:50, and we had to be up by 6:30 or 7 o'clock, and I didn't sleep that night. I didn't go to bed till like 5:20.
That's nuts.
Yeah. And I woke up and we were like, all right, let's get ready for Carol's birthday. But yeah.
For me, my high of the week was, I feel like when you think about Disney, right? Automatically you're like, wow, the kids are going to enjoy this experience. This is a kids like memorable thing. No. What like really filled my heart is seeing all of us adults like really play into our inner children, you know? And like for me, my inner princess was dancing, let me tell you.
Yeah.
I really took it all in. And when we watched that Disney show in the castle, I was screaming like a groupie. I was like, Olaf, oh my God.
Yeah. No,
It was
me too,
so
me too,
fun.
for sure.
I saw you, the same thing. Like, your sisters had been there before.
That's
so,
why it was so special that they were able to like take those moments for me.
yeah, because
You know?
for them, like, they
Yeah.
had been there multiple times.
Yeah.
They live in Florida.
Mhm.
But, like, John mentioned, like, oh, I never
Would have
imagined ever going to Disney. Like, that when he was growing up, that was not even a possibility for him. And he doesn't express it like,
But you can see.
but you could see, like, I could see that he was like, wow, I made this happen for my kids. Like, how special is that? And he said the same thing. He's like, ask Jael. I bet you Jael would never have thought growing up in DR, in un barrio, that he was going to be in Disney. Ever. How nuts is that?
I know.
Like, for me, that was really my high of the week. Like, yes, I think it's different for our kids because I knew that as soon as I had kids, I knew that one day I was going to make it happen and we were going to go to Disney. I don't know if they were going to be 10, 15, or 20, but we were going to make it happen someday, right? But me growing up, I never thought that my parents would be able to take me.
No,
It seemed
I'm
impossible.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. I didn't even think for me that was ever gonna happen.
Really?
I'm gonna be 100% honest because and maybe a lot of you guys could relate. I think that the difference between the way that we're raising our kids, you have to understand that we are living we're living with the traditional of like being Dominican and stuff like that, but also being American too.
Right.
Our parents only, for the most part, like raised us up in their traditions, right?
Yeah.
And so anytime we had any time off, or my parents had any time off, where did we go for vacations?
Santo Domingo.
It was always Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, let's take this vacation and go to Disney. They saw it as like, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. That's a lot of money.
Like, they only have 2 weeks of the year.
Yeah,
They're
that's
gonna
a
go
lot
to their
of
country.
money.
Right.
Like, that's not something that we're like, ooh, yes. Even though I brought it up multiple times growing up, but it just wasn't something that they saw as important or like memorable or like something that as a child I really longed for. And I think just like you, I felt like in that moment, like seeing all of us heal our inner children, heal our inner child was so special that we got to share that together. And we're going to sound corny because there's other people that have been to Disney multiple times. But guys, for us, this was like, I am so grateful. I am so grateful. Like, I even cried about it.
Yeah.
Because it really was that magical for me.
I'm crying now. I ugly cried when Carol was taking pictures in front of the castle.
Yeah.
I was just like,
So
this is really happening.
Yeah, a surreal moment. It really, and we're like crying about it right now, guys, because it's crazy to know that we worked so hard for this. And my sister too. We all hugged my sister.
Yeah.
Because my youngest sister works in Disney.
Yeah.
And she's the one that actually did all the behind the. She was stressed.
Yeah.
And she was like,
she
going
planned
crazy.
all the.
She did it
we
all.
went to 3 parks.
Yeah, in one day.
We're gonna get into it. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about like exactly what happened in our trip, but she put so much effort and
Yeah.
she thought about it so much.
Yeah.
And mind you, we doubted. She's 19.
19.
She's 19. So I'm gonna be real. I doubted it. I was like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Like, watching the fireworks, not at the castle. Like,
Yeah.
are you sure? She was right about everything.
About everything.
I hugged her and I was like, "You were right. I'm so sorry.
No,
you were
the
right.
day was
Thank
magical.
you so much."
Honestly, the day was magical. Anyways, so your opportunity.
My opportunity is talking about how tired I am, because I am tired.
Yes. Oh,
but I think that
brings
I've
us
been
back to that video with that guy.
You sent me a video
Yeah.
of like, using the words "I am" is so powerful. So like, I don't want to keep declaring that I am tired. Like, no, I am grateful that we had that experience.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
a fact. I am happy that my kids enjoyed it. Like, I want to focus on that part. So my
Yeah.
opportunity is, yes, my body is physically still recovering, but I don't have to focus on that, So let's start from the beginning. We can talk about, do you want to talk about our whole, like, just our trip, or do you want to go back to the camping experience? Because we haven't talked about that either.
You can start wherever you want.
With the camping?
Go ahead.
Okay. We have to try to, so much has happened that we have to try not to talk for
yeah.
4 hours.
Good luck.
So the first thing that we did and that we haven't talked to you guys about is we went camping. So we went for a weekend. It was supposed to be raining the entire weekend. This camping trip has already been postponed
Twice.
because we were supposed to go for July 4th originally, and it was, anybody who lives in New England knows that it was yucky for July 4th weekend. And Yeah, Cynthia and I were both agreed that like even if it rains,
We're gonna go.
we're going. Like we can't keep postponing this. Plus, we're gonna be in Florida, and then when we come back, it's gonna be August, and we're doing this. John, my boyfriend John decided not to go. He's like, if it's gonna rain, I'm not going. There's no point. I'll be honest, that upset me a lot. But we still like had so much fun. The kids like being in the wilderness and in the woods, and like I feel like it's something that everybody has to experience at least once. We went swimming. We did a little. Was it a hike?
We did a. We went
We
and walked.
It wasn't really a hike because we had little babies.
Yeah, we just did a walk around the campground.
Yeah, we were like trying to show the kids nature. They found like an orange mushroom, whatever the heck that was. All sorts of bugs.
We were looking at different campsites that we will rent next time.
Yes.
Yeah.
My nephew Anthony's really into bugs, so he kept trapping bugs and looking at them and trying to figure out what they were. It was cute. Adorable. What else do you remember from that?
When we were talking about stories.
Oh yeah.
We were saying not scary stories. We were just talking about like just movies and stuff. So that was fun. Like just
the bonfire you mentioned.
Yeah. Being around the fire and just talking was so much fun with the kids.
It was.
It's just like there's special moments. Yeah. The marshmallows. I love roasting marshmallows because everybody's always like has a specific way of the way they roast their marshmallows.
Yeah.
How burnt they want them. How not burnt they want them.
Do you want a full s'mores? Do you just want the marshmallow?
My son hates the s'more. Chocolate? He only likes the marshmallow.
Yeah, every kid is different.
Yeah, but it's just that was a really fun. But let me just tell you. So, I've mentioned a million times that I've been on a spiritual journey. Like this is the first time in my adult life that I really am being intentional about speeding my spirit, walking more with God, and honing in on that. But something that I do Bible study. No matter where we are, I take it with me. I took it with me camping, and I took it with me when we went to Disney. But it's so funny because when I was doing my Bible study, I have a prayer journal, just things that I like my petitions for the week, and like just things I'm grateful for, things I'm still working on, whatever. And one of the things that I wrote was like, man, God, I asked you for just to give us Friday and Saturday to have beautiful weather so that we can enjoy this camping. And like I was just doing it and I was looking around and seeing how clear the sky was, how perfect the weather was. I was so thankful because I was like, man, it's been raining nonstop since May.
Not only that, babe, I don't know if you remember the actual like apps was saying it was going to rain on Friday.
Yeah. And everybody's like, it's gonna rain. And I was like, listen, we're still gonna go. If you don't want to go, don't go. But we are gonna go and we're gonna have faith that it's not gonna rain. And guess what? It didn't rain until when? Until the day we had to leave.
Yeah, until the day we were headed
when
out.
we were already No, it started getting ugly when we were like almost done packing. The water really got us because this is what happened. I woke up at 4 to a raindrop hitting me in my face, and I was like,
"You're talking about the Friday though."
Oh yeah, but said
here, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not over there.
But it rained. Remember, and we called the campsite, and they're like, "Well, it hasn't rained at all here.
Yeah,
it's sprinkled, but like." And we said, you know what? By 6 we're leaving, and we left by 6. But I'm talking about the day we were coming back Sunday. I woke up to we had taken off the tarp from the tent.
Slept as if we were outside.
Yeah,
like, the whole top part is like mesh, so if like you could see the stars in the sky and everything.
The first night we kept it on because it said it was gonna rain overnight. So the first night we kept it on. But let me tell you, I was burning and I was sweating. I was so hot. So the next day I was like, it's not gonna rain, even though the app says it's gonna rain. It's not gonna rain. So we took it off. And we went to sleep. But at 4:30 or something like that, 5, I don't even remember what time. I just remember like sleeping and a raindrop hitting me in my cheek. And I said,
you woke me up.
I'm like, 6. Rain, babe, the tarp. And we went outside and we put the tarp on it real quick and it was fine. And because we were up, we decided let's just pick up.
Yeah.
And thank God we did because we picked up. Everybody got up. Everybody like
it was
picked
just
up.
Drizzling at first when we were picking everything up, and then the rain really.
And then when we got to the tent,
the big tent,
that's when it poured. But everything already was put away, so it didn't even matter.
Thank God you felt that rain because.
Well, it was the babies. That's what I was concerned about. It was because of
the little ones, right?
I was just like, I don't want
them to get
soft.
We were with Damien and Anthony too.
No, I know. Like,
I put the top on them. I put the ones on ours. Anyways, all in all, camping was great.
We want to go back.
We're definitely going back before the summer ends. We promised the kids. But then that rolls into like we're already exhausted from that, and we have to finish packing for Disney, which is on Friday.
Well, basically Thursday night.
Well, yeah,
'Cause
Thursday night.
none of us slept.
No. We didn't sleep.
Because our flight was at Friday super
6 in
early
the
in the
morning.
morning, but we had to make like we took like a shuttle and we had to make that at 5. Was it 5 in the morning?
Yeah, so I left my house at 4:15
Mm-hmm.
because we had to be there before 5.
So basically Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole added stress to it was Cairo had no idea.
Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about that?
So Cairo, it was for his 7th birthday. Like we all wanted to go to Disney, but because you had mentioned you wanted to go for his 7th birthday, I was like talking to John. I was like, babe, this is perfect. We should all go together.
Mhm.
Like for me, I love when they experience these things
Together.
as cousins, as siblings, whatever, all together,
mhm.
right? So we all made it happen. My girls knew about it. Everybody knew.
You know what makes me happy that nobody blew it. There was very
was
close
moments.
calls, but he didn't pick it up.
Thank God.
I
He was
know.
not paying attention.
He was
those
not paying
times.
attention, but like, man.
So he had no idea. So Cynthia had to pack and buy clothes and luggage and everything like hidden.
Yeah.
And the lie that we came up with, because we had so much fun the week before in camping that we were Cynthia, I think it was you who came up with it. We're like,
No,
okay.
he said, he's like, Mom, he saw the suitcases and I had to think on my feet.
Oh.
And he was like, so what is this? What is that for? I was like, oh, he's like, is that for camping? I was like, yep, it is for camping. He's the one that said it. So but it was easy.
You
for,
just rolled with it.
Yeah.
Cynthia and I were editing the other part, not the 31, 30.
Oh,
And Cynthia was packing.
we were on camera.
Cynthia was packing and she was wearing camera because we were trying to edit. And Kairo comes in the room and she's like,
I threw everything on the floor. I got so scared. Yeah, I slammed it. I was like, shit, underneath the bed. Oh my God, it was so funny.
Oh God.
Yeah. So keeping that a secret.
That secret under wraps.
Oh my goodness, so stressful.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I had to remind everybody, I'm not alone. Don't mention nothing. So we started calling it the company.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why.
We're going to the company. Who came up with that?
Yvonne.
Oh my God. Of course, Bonnie. Of course you came up with the company. I don't know. We all rolled with it.
So yeah.
So yeah, we all got to the shuttle.
That's where the disaster really started. Not disaster, but it was just
it
like
just
not
didn't go
unplanned.
didn't go according to plan. So
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna get to that in a minute. So we got to the shuttle first. So the plan was to park the cars there because it's way cheaper to park the car there versus
We found out not really.
at the airport.
We found out not really. It's not that convenient.
Yes, but it is still cheaper. If we would have actually just done the shuttle, it would have been cheaper. Because it would have been $42 plus 18, whatever. And at the airport, parking is like, what, $75 a day or something like that? I've paid for parking at the airport. It's an arm and a leg. Point is, our plan was to park our cars at the shuttle. And then it's a 30-minute like bus ride to the airport. When we got to the shuttle, we got there with my family got there with 3 minutes to spare. We threw everything out the car. And the plan was I made this big banner that says, surprise, we're going to Florida for your birthday.
You know what? I'm gonna upload that little video that Jael made on our story so that everybody can see it.
Okay. So with this episode will drop on Tuesday. So on Tuesday night we'll drop the
He made a little-
video. Yeah, so that just so you guys can know what we're talking about. One of the buses broke down. So we didn't make the bus. We had to Uber. My family had to Uber from that shuttle to the airport.
This is the thing. They were supposed to go on that bus, but the next bus that was going to come pick you guys up was going to be 30 minutes late.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys didn't want to take that chance.
No.
So you guys Ubered to the airport where we were.
Right. And we ended up surprising Cairo via FaceTime versus in person.
Yeah, because he was going to ask questions.
Yeah. They were going to the airport. There was no way to we're not going camping at the airport, Cairo.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got through TSA smoothly because for anybody who doesn't know, if you have any special needs or if anybody in your family does, there's something called TSA Cares where they will help you go through TSA. And it's like a shorter line or whatever. Depending
you skip a line. You skip the line.
Well, depending on what the disability is. For us, Jace doesn't do well following instructions and standing in lines. He gets antsy. So they brought us to the front of the line, the whole group. We went through TSA. They there's certain things that they're supposed to do. I think it's all kids that don't have to take off their shoes. That wasn't special.
No,
for
any
us.
kids under 13.
12 and under.
Yeah.
But yeah, we skipped the line and it was really smooth. They brought us all the way to the gate. Thank God, because that would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
It saved us so much time too because we
Mhm.
didn't have to wait at all.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was already waiting for us.
Literally,
And
both ways.
Yeah, both ways. Somebody was already waiting for us. So we got to just do the whole let's go.
Mm-hmm.
They took all of our paperwork. They did all of it.
Yep.
While we like just did TS like security.
Yeah. So if anybody like had any questions on that, you can like DM me. I'll share what I know. I don't know a ton, but I can share my experience at least
Yeah.
with it.
It was great.
Yeah. The flight. I feel like the kids did so great,
know.
right?
I was both ways.
I feel like I was worried
Me too.
because Jace doesn't like sitting still.
Yeah,
He
no,
doesn't
he
like
was
wearing a
fine.
seatbelt.
He was
fine,
so good.
and he knocked out for
Yeah.
like 3 hours both ways.
Yep.
So
He was.
it was
fine.
smooth,
Yeah,
real smooth.
it was beautiful.
Thank God.
We got there and they woke up just in time.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
All right. So once we got to the to Florida.
Once we got to Florida, Vonnie and my sister, my youngest sister, were waiting for us. Well, not really. We had to wait for them for like 10 minutes outside.
Mm-hmm.
And that Florida heat, no joke.
Soon as we stepped out of the
It
airport,
was
I
like you know that it's the only thing I could compare it to is like when you get to DR and they open up those doors, y te da ese calor, and you're
No.
like, babe,
I feel like it's more humid
Florida, you think it's more humid?
than DR.
I feel like the humidity, maybe I feel it all the time in the capital. The moment I get there, I'm like, I feel sticky. I don't
Yeah.
like that, you know? But yeah, it hit us and we were like, where are these girls? Hurry up. But as soon as they got there, they picked us up. We went straight to Vonnie's house.
Yeah.
And everybody was complaining about hunger because it was by this time it was like what 11:30, 12 o'clock.
And we hadn't eaten since like the night before.
Yeah, so we decided to go to a buffet,
Which was good.
which was so good.
we were
like,
talking
what?
crap. We were like, is there gonna be good food?
Yeah, no,
Don't
it
take
was
us to
it was
garbage.
fresh and it was really
good.
good. And so we ate there, and after we ate there, we went back to Vonnie's house and we just chilled until we got the green light that we can check into our Airbnb because that was another thing.
Yeah.
Our flights didn't correlate.
yeah.
They just weren't in the like we had to check in at 4. We got to Florida at 10 something. It was
Yeah.
so early and there was so much time in between that we couldn't check in early unless we bought another day.
Yeah.
And we said, heck nah. So
it wasn't a couple of bucks. It was
I know it was a
large
lot.
sum of money.
It was like $500. I was like, no thanks.
Mhm.
For an extra day? That's
That
crazy.
we weren't even gonna be there the whole extra day. either.
No. And so yeah, after that we were able to check into the Airbnb. And I feel like that's when officially our vacation started.
Yes. So the
kids
Airbnb
immediately changed into their bathing suits.
immediately.
Like we were still rolling things in when they were already in their bathing suits, like and
They
jumped
were
in
jumping
the pool,
in. Yep.
which
So
was
the
great.
Airbnb had a pool, like a private pool. It had a
Game
little
room.
jacuzzi, but it was like the water was. You had to pay extra apparently to heat the water.
Florida has some things with their Airbnb we
It's
found out.
weird.
Stuff that we've never dealt with here,
Mm-hmm.
like paying for the grill and paying for to heat the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We've gone to a lot of Airbnbs
I know.
up north, and we've never had to do that. But it doesn't matter. It was too hot for a hot tub anyway.
Yeah, no, we didn't even use it.
It had a game room with like a pool table, a foosball table, and an air hockey table. Everybody had their own bedrooms. Everybody had their own bathrooms,
Which is a lifesaver.
so it was really nice.
Yeah.
And it was spacious,
Mm-hmm.
but it felt like
Homey.
homey. I
Yeah.
don't know. It was a really nice Airbnb.
Yeah, it was nice.
And it was what? How far from Disney? Like 20 minutes?
Like 15, 20 minutes. We were really
Super
close.
We were really close. Yeah. While we were at the Airbnb, the kids enjoyed the pool, enjoyed each other.
Mhm.
My girls and Luz, who's my niece and who lives in Florida, they haven't been able to hang out since she moved down there. And
They only hang out when she comes up here.
and not even a lot.
yeah.
'Cause she's usually with her father.
Mm-hmm.
So I love seeing them like
It's like they pick up where they leave off.
Right. Right.
It's never like weird.
And like your sisters were able to meet Jonas.
Mhm.
Never met Jonas, and they really haven't hung out with Jace like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like if it was like we were getting to know each other again because like Levi, I didn't really know him. It was really nice.
Because they've been living in Florida since the pandemic happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was 6-7 months when they moved.
A baby.
He was a baby when they
Mhm.
moved to Florida, and then obviously the pandemic has kept us away for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't seen my sister came down maybe twice after she moved, but honestly, this is the first time that we actually bonded the way that we did. So it was great.
Was the first activity that we did Disney, or did we do something before then? I can't remember.
A blur. Let me see.
All of
Well, okay. Let's start with this. we just hung out in the house a lot because that's what we wanted to do, to be honest. We said that we wanted to go do things, but we wanted to be mostly in the house. We wanted to spend quality time with each other. And so our first activity, I think, outside of the house was Disney. That's Sunday. But every other day we were just swimming, just hanging around the pool, just talking, us around the kitchen like always,
cooking and cleaning,
But I want to say that the day that we surprised Cairo was my favorite day.
I cannot. So it was 2 surprises in one.
Yeah,
the first surprise was Florida. He had no idea we were going to Disney too.
No, he thought that was the surprise. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Oh my goodness, we're gonna be in Florida with my cousins. Great, I'm happy. That's it."
And then on his birthday, which was that Sunday, we planned to go to Disney.
Yeah.
And he was still sleeping. We all we had like matching shirts that said Cairo's birthday crew.
Thank you, Amber.
Thank you, Amber. They came out great. And we woke him up with the shirts.
We all got ready.
Mm-hmm.
We all got ready and we woke him up. We sang happy birthday to him. And
he was so confused.
I know. He was like,
adorable.
What the heck are you guys doing in my room? We all sang happy birthday and then we told them we were going to Disney. And he was like, what? And everybody's like, get up. Do you want to go? He was like, I mean, I think so. He was so confused.
It was so cute.
It was. And I was very emotional. I could tell you guys that I'm a very emotional person, but that whole day for me was so emotional. Like the fact that my son is 7 I'm so thankful. Because we've already talked about this in other episodes, but having a miscarriage, thinking that I wasn't going to be able to have a baby, is so crazy. Mm-hmm. Not that I never thought, but it's just like a surreal moment, you know? So I have a 7-year-old and I can't even, just saying that is crazy. But like also seeing just his face, man, there's something about just like the joy in his face and just being in that moment. Like I could close my eyes and feel the love in that room when we were all surprising him. It was just like so special. Mm-hmm. I'll never forget it.
It was really nice. So we ended up going to 3 Disney parks in one day, which was a lot because there's a lot of walking. I didn't think I was going to cry like this, but I'm just emotional. There was a lot of walking. There was, the kids went on. I feel like we got a lot of rides in.
Dude, that's another thing. The parks are empty, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like even though that's another thing you should talk about. Mm-hmm. My sister got us, because of Jace, we were able to also skip lines in Disney. Yeah. We had, the beginning was.
It's not technically skipping the line. It's just that you can stand in line virtually. So you
but it is
line
skipping
on your
the
phone.
Line. It felt like we went through the fast pass.
It felt like it.
We didn't wait for anything.
Okay, so let me explain how it is. You choose a ride that you want. You only have one ride, up to 6 people per pass. Mm-hmm. And you choose a line, and then if it's 40 minutes, and you're waiting 40 minutes. It's not like a faster pass. That's why I said it's not really.
I get it, but we got to do so much
because
while
of that.
Waited.
Because what we did is we would be in a ride, and then automatically be on hold or whatever, be in the line for a second ride.
But also explore it while we're waiting. Mm-hmm. We got to see so many shows. Animal Kingdom was my favorite.
Yeah,
it definitely was my favorite park, guys. I'm gonna be biased. Mm-hmm. 1, because I love Pandora, but 2, it's just being in nature. Like the way that park is set up, it's just beautiful, like natural beauty. The Tree of Life and just all the things that you get to see, all the shows.
Macaws,
the macaws flying that you could feel the wind.
Yeah,
like when they
literally flapping near your face.
Yeah,
it
was cool. Beautiful. And like the tribes of the safari too, but the tribes that the dance
in Africa, yeah,
and they sang happy birthday to Cairo. That was so special too.
That was so special, yeah.
It was so nice.
And was it you who danced with the girls?
I danced with the girls, yeah.
It was. Did you see the videos? We have to send you.
Yeah, we have to post some of these videos.
I was so shocked that Ali actually agreed to dance.
She was so happy. The girls were so happy. They were like, they forgot they were teenagers for a couple seconds.
I know, they were not trying to be cool. And
yeah, I know they were just enjoying the moment, being silly.
Yes,
it was just so special, man. Mm-hmm. I loved it. The safari was great. I was a little worried. Don't get me wrong. When I saw that there was lions, I'm like, guys, for real, there's lions here. Like suelto.
Yeah, suelto. Rhinos,
but they were
elephants.
But they were like not
tigers.
I know they weren't hyenas. Hello.
Yeah.
They didn't want to mess with people. They were like, yeah, we're tired of seeing people. Mm-hmm. Like they don't try nothing. They really don't try nothing.
Yeah.
The giraffes, they were so beautiful.
It was magical, like honestly.
It was magical.
The only part I didn't like about the safari is that Jonas fell asleep.
Yeah, because he would have loved the
Because
animals.
he loves lions and like he would have been every animal sound. He would have been making it. It would have been adorable. But
Yeah.
next time, Joni.
Yeah, I know. He was pooped.
It was right around his lap time, so
And also, it was hot. Guys,
hot.
my knees were sweating again.
yeah.
The back of my knees were just dripping. What the heck is that? I was like, why are the back of my knees so hot? I could feel the sweat from my neck to my butt, guys. Like just coming
Yum.
down like this through my back. It was so hot. It was like uncomfortable hot.
My
but
face melted within 5
I know.
minutes.
And she put on a whole face of makeup. I'm like, what are you doing?
It was no makeup look, so it wasn't like caked on. Like
But
I only
still.
had a little bit, but 2 minutes in, I was like wiping it off with baby wipes. Like this is not gonna work. I'm sweating. Like my mustache is sweating. I didn't
Yeah.
even know I could sweat that much.
Yeah, it was hot.
It was really hot.
And so Aisha was very smart, and she was booking everything that we could inside. So she booked shows, the Bugs Life show.
yeah.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're planning to go to Disney, yes, Magic Kingdom is like the nostalgic. Like if you want to see all the things that you saw as a kid, definitely. We went there for the pictures, like the
Yes.
castle, the Mickey, the show.
The show. Yeah.
That was magical, but we left.
But we were out. How long were we there? Maybe an hour.
And maybe an hour because that's a park and we didn't even see all of it. But honestly, it's not a park that has a lot of stuff to offer. It has a lot of like nostalgic memories
And a lot of photo ops.
and a lot of a lot of opportunities for beautiful photos, which is where we
Yes.
took Carol's 7 birthday picture like
and my
that.
baby announcement.
And Beverly's baby announcement was also there, which was also special.
Yeah.
And my sister, because she works in these parks, guys, she has so much knowledge because we paid for all the pictures. We only paid one time and we got to all the pictures we took in every park
Every park.
showed up on that photo thing.
Mhm.
We paid what, $45, and we got all the pictures.
Mhm.
Every single picture we took at that professional pictures, guys.
Yeah.
We got them. We got the digital versions of them, and you can print them anywhere.
And you get them within seconds on the app.
Oh my God, it was magical. I was
Two
like,
things
what?
I need to recommend if you're going to Disney. Number one, bring a refillable water bottle,
Oh
please.
my God, that was a lifesaver.
It
Thank
really
God we
was.
did.
There was like 14 of us.
And we all had water bottles.
And we all had water, but we each had our own water bottles. We'd get ice water everywhere for free
Mhm.
because it's so hot and it's easy to get dehydrated. Especially
Yeah,
you have to be
it's
careful with the little
unsafe.
ones. Right.
We kept telling the kids, all right, time
Drink
to
water.
rehydrate.
Drink
Time to
water.
rehydrate
Mhm.
because we were sweating so much. You could wring out our shirt. It was crazy.
Literally.
Yeah.
And the second thing is to splurge on that picture package.
Yeah.
It's worth it. We only paid 45, but you didn't say it's because she has like we split it.
We split it, but also like you said, my sister has a discount because she works there.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, even if we had to pay the $65 that it cost, it was worth it.
Yeah.
You get
No, it's
every
not 65.
It was
it's like
65.
100 and something, babe.
No, for the digital just. The 100 and
Oh.
something is if you want prints, actual prints.
Oh, okay.
We paid for just the digitals.
Wasn't
But
paying attention.
but if you get it through that app,
Mm-hmm.
like you go to every park, it doesn't matter. It will automatically go through there,
Yes.
which is lifesaver. So water bottles, if you're going to Disney, you need, and you're going in the summer, water bottles.
And you need to have like the ones that are like double wall.
the one that keeps it cold.
Yeah, for sure. So Animal Kingdom was your favorite. That's the first one we
yeah.
went to. And then we took the train to Magic
Wait,
Kingdom.
I didn't even say about Avatar.
Oh, sorry.
Cairo got on Avatar.
His first big roller coaster.
His first, and it wasn't even a real roller coaster. It was a virtual. But guys, I still haven't stopped talking about it because it did not feel virtual at all. Like you could go on virtual rides and think like, oh, this is virtual, and you could feel this is virtual. No, I literally felt like I was on Pandora on the back of a Banshee. I can't even explain it. They would blow water in your face. You could smell like
It
when
was
you
like
were walking.
4D experience.
It was like it was scary, but in a good way because I'm scared of heights, and it felt like I was actually flying. And that was Cairo's first big ride, and I was just so proud that I was scared and he wasn't.
Yeah, the only bummer for me in this trip is that I couldn't enjoy these roller coasters with my girls. And they kept saying, "Oh, mommy, I wish you can go with. Why are you always pregnant?" I'm like, I know, this is the last one though.
I promise.
Yeah. So so the only like bummer for me was like being pregnant. I couldn't go on a lot of these big roller coasters with my girls.
Mhm.
And I love roller coasters. You don't like them? I
No,
love
but I actually
thrill rides.
I you know what? I don't like roller coasters.
I was gonna say what?
But I didn't want to miss on that opportunity
Yeah.
to be with them
Mhm.
and to laugh and to like be scared with them.
Mm-hmm.
So Cairo surprised the crap out of me because when I'm telling you that my child is my child to the T, but he is so brave. Like he did things that I was like, his dad and I were freaking out over the Tower of
Tower of Terror.
I never know how to say that. And he was fine. He didn't want his dad to hold him. He's like, don't hold me. He told his dad, like, don't hold me. And my husband and I were screaming our heads off. And he was chilling. And I felt like I was going to come off the ride.
Mm-hmm.
And he was fine. He was like, I'm fine. That wasn't even scary. That's what he kept saying. I was like, what are you talking about? I'm shaking in my boots. But yeah.
But yeah, your favorite was
Avatar.
Avatar. And your favorite park was?
Animal Kingdom.
Right. From Animal Kingdom, we took we drove to Magic Kingdom, and then we had to take like an actual train to get there. We took our pictures. We walked around for maybe a second. I think we bought them the wands there, their little bubble wands, and then we took a ferry, which was pretty cool. We took the ferry ride back to the parking, and we went straight to my favorite park, which was Hollywood Studios. Now I know that I'm being biased. Because I think the reason it was my favorite park is because that's where Jace and Jonas got like the most out of the parks. You know, Ali and Leanna were able to enjoy every bit of it. But Jace and Jonas are little. They were in their like little stroller wagon a lot of the times. Like, yes, we went on the safari rides, and yes, we did a couple things as a group. But while you guys were on those big roller coasters, we were just waiting around. So in Hollywood Studios, there was a lot more like family things for us to do. We met Minnie and Mickey.
Which was...
my heart.
I cried.
My heart.
My eyes watered. One, because it was a special moment, but it was because of Jace. The look on his eyes when he saw Mickey.
He was so excited.
He's obsessed with Mickey, guys, if you guys don't know.
Since
like,
he
obsessed.
was months old.
And he saw Mickey, and let me tell you, I can't. I'm going to start crying again.
I know.
Because it was just the way
joy. Like, you can feel it in the room.
And it was the way he looked at them, and he held their face like, you're real.
In his hand, he held Mickey's hand.
I'm getting
like
goosebumps.
Like, oh my God, you're real.
It was beautiful.
And the fact that he can't verbally say it, but you could know what he's thinking.
It's getting to me again.
I know, me too.
Because it was just like, it was just amazing, guys.
And the way Joni hugged Minnie,
I know.
Cannot. He squeezed her so hard. It was so cute.
We have a picture of that.
We have a picture.
The cutest picture. But yeah, Jace definitely, you could tell that made his day.
It did.
Hugging Minnie and Mickey.
I know.
And
the pictures, you can see he's like so excited. He's like, he can't even stand up straight. He's like hunched over from excitement. Yeah. It's so cute.
We waited in line for all those beautiful pictures.
Yes.
And they signed their books.
They signed their autograph books.
Hello.
Worth it. And we also got on like a train style roller coaster that was Mickey themed. I loved it. I mean, my stomach was squished the whole time because John forgot that I have a whole baby in my belly. You know, the lap thing that you're supposed to put on. Yeah. He squished it all the way down to his lap, but he's taller than me, so where his lap ended, my belly started. And I'm like, John, my stomach. Once the ride starts, you can't push it up, so I had to turn sideways, and I was like trying to lift it.
Poor Jeremy, he's been through it in this.
My poor baby's not even born. He's been through it, but
well, it was also the car rides, and it was also the car rides too. Like Jace was on you, every time we got in the car, and he was bouncing. Jeremy was salir con dos chichones, just in his forehead, and like
because because Jace likes to sit on my lap, but he like
throws himself.
He throws himself back on my belly, and I'm like, "There's a baby in there, Jace. You gotta be careful."
Yeah.
So yeah, Hollywood Studios, the two Mickey things that we did, and what was that last show where we saw the fireworks?
So okay, so let me just tell you that Beverly this is why Beverly said Aisha knows what she's talking about, because for the longest time Beverly was upset. Aisha,
shout out Aisha.
Aisha from the beginning told us let's not watch the fireworks in Magical Kingdom, which is where everybody watches the fireworks.
Right.
Guys, she's like, it's overrated, it's crowded, and it's like not as magical. Like it's nice, but it's not like it's not that
like,
special.
There's nowhere to sit. And it didn't make sense to me.
Me neither. I was like, what do you mean? But I trusted her. Beverly was the one that was having a harder time than trusting her. She's like, I don't know. I can't believe we're not gonna watch it in Magic Kingdom. Yeah. And this and that. Let me tell you guys. We went to Hollywood Studios in the nighttime. They have a fireworks show. Like
it's really it's
a show with some fireworks incorporated, right. But let me tell you, it is amazing.
Amazing.
Now, there's no words to describe how amazing this show is.
Yes.
All the characters are there.
Yep. From
They're-
from Fantasia
Oh,
to Moana to Beauty and the Beast.
everything.
I'm talking
Mulan,
about
and they
even
each have
a boat.
They each have a boat, but they also had each of them had a special performance.
Oh yeah.
Like Mulan, my favorite princess, she performed her famous song.
Mm-hmm.
The Frozen, they performed their most famous song. Beauty and the Beast did the Beauty and the Beast song. It was just like so special, and there was so much art that went
Yes.
into this that it blew. I couldn't imagine not take it. Like, man, at the end of it, we were like, "Are you kidding me? This was 10 times better."
Look it up because I don't know if there's any. There has to be videos.
It's called the
somewhere.
Fantastic something.
I don't know.
Just look it up. It's Hollywood Studios. Like, it's the shebang. This is how they close out the park.
Yeah. So that's the last thing we did.
Mhm.
It's like it's like
Like a
stadium,
Mhm.
but it's a water show.
Yeah.
And
With
there's even
fireworks and fire.
There's fire. They spray water in the air. There's like graphics and music. It was amazing. Like
Smoke.
I was singing this is what I'm saying about my inner child. I was singing the Mulan song.
When
to
Moana came on?
defeat
Yeah.
The hunt. I was like, oh, John looked at me like, "Y esta tipa."
I was screaming when Mulan came out. Kairo turned to me. He's like, "Mommy, your favorite princess," because he knows this. And I was like, "Oh, it's Mulan."
Mhm.
And then Moana came. I was like, "Moana," you know, like I
Seriously.
swear.
I felt like I was 12
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It was
12.
beautiful.
I felt like I was 8. It brought me back to like being that young
Yeah.
and being that obsessed with all these like characters, like because that's all you know when you're a kid.
I was screaming like a groupie, and I was looking at my girls who kept looking at me. They're like, "Did you just see that?" "Yes, I just saw it." "Did you?" It was
It was
amazing.
amazing. But that we said to Aisha, man, thank you.
I hugged her right after, like, "You were right."
It
I'm
was
sorry.
10 times better than we expected. It was 30 minutes of magic, literally.
And we got to sit
Yeah, which we wouldn't have been able to do.
in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
It's just you watch the fireworks over the castle, which that must be magical also.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine missing that show.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the highlights of the entire trip.
Yeah. For everyone.
Yes.
We were all like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It was amazing.
So once we concluded our Disney 3 parks one day with a lot of kids, how
Don't
many kids was
recommend, though.
it? No.
Don't recommend doing 3 because by the end of it, we started at 9 a.m. We finished at almost 11 p.m. Our feet, the next day, we couldn't get out of the bed.
Nope.
They were swollen. That's how much walking we did. Like
Mhm.
we spent the whole day at the pool.
That's why we're saying that we're still recovering.
Yeah, because it was. Oh, and my sister looked it up on her watch. We did almost 20,000 steps, something like that. 16,000 something.
17,000, I think she said.
Dude, and
A lot.
it said 7 miles. So we walked 7 miles.
Yep.
I was like, what the heck? Yeah, no. It was. Yeah, we're still recovering.
Mm-hmm. But other than that, while we were in Florida, we went to the Springs.
Mhm.
We went to that food truck place.
Oh, everybody should go there. But it was overwhelming. We both got
It
chips.
was-
Let's not even bring it up. Let's not even bring it up because I'm going to be upset again.
there's this whole, it's like a park of food trucks. How do you know? Oh, you've been there? Did you like the food that you chose?
Yeah, well, we got gypped.
didn't. We walked around. We couldn't make a decision. When we finally chose something,
Everything was
not
closed.
good.
No, but every time I chose something, it was closed.
Oh, not
And so
me.
I had to settle the last moment. I had to settle to, and I should have known. And I should have known. Like, don't even make me talk about it because it pisses me off every
What?
time.
What?
Okay, guys, and this is in no way I'm being like disrespectful, but like, I should have known that the truck I picked to do like a Dominican thing was not gonna be right.
Because the truck was not run by Dominicans?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so they gave me a patacon, and I was very disappointed because it was 2 totones.
Oh, stop it.
I was so
It was
mad.
literally a sandwich and a tostón.
2 little tostones like this. 2 little ones like this. And I looked at her, she looked at me, and I was like, what is this?
You looked at
But
me.
I was so mad. I was so overwhelmed. My sister's like, we should have came earlier. I'm like, we should have because I was so over. Making choices for me, especially when there's that much choices,
so much
so
food.
hard.
And it all looks delicious.
It does, but we got deceived. I am still mad.
I mean, for me, it's my own fault. For me, it was pure laziness. So Liana wanted a jarroa, so we went to the Dominican truck, ordered her a jarroa. She loved it. I wanted a mofongo. So while I was there, I was like, okay, since we're already ordering from here, I'll just order my mofongo from here. Like, how different could it be to the place that I walked by that looked good, which is where Charlene and Aisha got it.
And Jared.
Oh, stop it. So I'm like,
They
it
all
can't be
loved
that different. It was that different. It was basically a
Tell them,
mangú.
no, wait. wait. You have to explain the chicharrón part.
I know, I'm getting there. It was basically a mangú, right? I got a mangú formed into like a thing with, you know, like those chicharrón chips. They sprinkled those on top of my mofongo.
So you didn't have any chicharrón at all?
It wasn't inside of the
wasn't real
mangú.
chicharrón. It wasn't like the chicharrón carne that goes inside of a
Inside
mofongo.
of a mofongo. I got
It was like the
gypped.
chips that you get in the store. They sprinkle.
Stop laughing.
That's comparable to my two pataconcitos. Like
Listen,
it was two tostones.
When I say I was so and it
I
was
was so mad.
$21.
That's what it was. It was $23, and I was like, guys, this was 4 plátanos, 4 tostones. Guys, I'm not joking. 4 little, like
Tostones.
4 of them in two, so 2 sandwiches. I was so upset.
Te quedó una muela. Yeah, no. And Aisha and Sherlyn ordered the mofongo that I originally wanted to order. I was eating half of theirs while we were walking back to the thing because it was so good.
Yeah.
John got a Venezuelan burger, which he loved.
I know.
right?
He
that
was like, that was fire.
That was one food truck. Aliyah wanted pizza. That was a different food truck. And then I didn't want to go to 4 different food trucks to the places that were closing. So I was like, all right, Liana wants this. Obviously, I'm going to sacrifice my mofongo for Liana's jaroa. She's my kid. Big mistake. Next time, Liana, te jodite. No, I'm
I
just
know.
kidding.
You're on your own.
No, I could have gotten
Cairo
both.
from the
I was
moment,
being
from the
lazy.
night before, he was like, I want sushi. So
Oh,
I'm
you
not
guys
looking
found
at-
a Dominican sushi truck.
Well,
Was it
no.
Aplatanado?
no. I mean,
Yeah, some of them
yes,
had
but
like,
it wasn't Dominican. It was like, I think they were from Colombia or something.
okay.
But their sushi looked bomb. And it was because I tasted one from each. From Yvonne's, who ordered there, and Cairo. And they were both really good and big.
So we spent too much time talking about food. So we did
Sorry, we were
the
hungry.
food trucks.
Yeah. We went to Old Town.
We went to Old Town.
If
That
you're
was
looking
fun.
for something fun to do, Old Town.
Oh, old OLD.
Old Town. We always thought it was Old Town, like
Yeah.
the group, like Liquid
It's
Dreams.
like it's like a, I don't know, a carnival type of thing. They have like rides
but it's
and
like
stuff.
all and little stores and little shops. It was cute.
It was cute.
It was fun. It was a bull ride that all the kids got on it.
That John got handicapped from. Yeah, he did the bull ride, and 10 minutes later, his neck started hurting.
And he's
And-
been handicapped ever since.
Ever since that was a week ago, that he still like is recovering from that. What else did we do in Florida? I got Krispy Kreme donuts.
Very
Hello?
disappointed. I'm sorry.
Why are you just? They were bomb.
They were not bomb.
bomb to me and
They
Jeremy.
were all right.
Yeah, no, I love Krispy Kreme donuts. I just all the flavors. I tried a bunch of flavors. Stick to the glazed. The regular plain glaze
Yeah,
is
everything else
bomb.
was not
Everything else
delicious.
was mid.
Yeah.
I could get that in Dunkin'.
Yeah.
What else did we do?
I think that was it. I really did love the springs.
The springs were so
I'm
nice.
really sad that we didn't get to take you to the Kelly Springs, which is the lazy river one,
Yeah.
because they had closed it down that weekend for campers only. That's why we couldn't go in.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And my sister was checking the website, but they don't update their website. But we ended up going to
No idea.
something like
A different. It's
I
the
don't
same
know.
springs. It's just a different side.
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy? So they there's a sign that they have wildlife there. So there's alligators and stuff like that.
They saw a raccoon.
And we saw a raccoon. But when we got back, I think it was on Friday, I was like on TikTok and something about the springs came up and I was like, springs. So I go into this black hole and in the same spring that we were swimming, you could just see alligators just like swimming back. You know, the little part where the kids wanted to swim from there in and out. And I was like, oh
Chilling.
my God, we were just there.
Well, that's why Jael was saying, get away from those bushes.
Yeah, no,
like-
he was scared. He was like, don't sit. And they were coming out of there and swimming. But
Yeah.
towards like where the canoes and stuff were.
Mm.
And I was like,
No thanks.
yeah, no. So anyways,
So all in all,
We had a great trip.
Such a great trip.
an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And you know what? Something that I want to say, and I want to take the time once again, is just like walking in faith has taught me a lot of things about life. And this could be applied to anything in life, I think. So my nugget is that God's timing is perfect. It is. Because let me tell you, I've been wanting to do this trip for Cairo's 5th birthday. What happened? 4th birthday, we were planning it. COVID hit. We couldn't do it. We were in quarantine for his 5th birthday. We didn't even have. It was just us. We cut un bicochito. No, for his 5th birthday, we rented a cabin or a house in Maine,
Oh yeah.
and that's where we had his 5th birthday. But the plan was, I always wanted to celebrate his 5th birthday in Disney. Didn't happen. Sixth birthday didn't happen either. Things of life, you know. God knew why he wanted us to wait. One, the parks were empty, and that might not be a blessing, but it was a blessing for us because we weren't as overwhelmed. We got to do so much. We really got to enjoy the parks. We got to enjoy each other, and it wasn't overwhelming. Parking was not horrible. We got to park super close, and that's something everybody always talked about, that the parking there is horrible. We didn't experience any of that. Number 2, my sister working there has been the biggest blessing.
Whoa.
Because, guys, I need you to understand that we were a group of 14 and none of us paid for a ticket.
Yep.
You know what a huge blessing? You know how much money we saved? We didn't pay for a single ticket. And when I think about, for the park, we only had to pay for our flights and the Airbnb. We didn't have to pay for these tickets that are normally $280 per person per park.
Can you imagine for my family of 6?
I know. And that's what I'm saying, that God's timing is perfect. He knew that we needed to wait because this was the perfect timing. Not only was Kairo going to really have a good memory of it because he's 7 and he's able to retain all these things, but we were all able to do it together. And maybe that wouldn't have been the case when I was planning it, because it would have just been, you might have not been able to go. Jonas was like, you were pregnant with it.
Oh, I was pregnant when he turned 5. And
Exactly.
I was really pregnant.
It's just like all these things that I'm like, wow, God really aligns things for it to happen when it's supposed to happen. And so my nugget is to trust him. Even when things don't go the way that you picture and plan, God has a bigger plan that you could, better than you could imagine. And that, he showed me that this week when we were away. So, amen to that.
Man, I like that. Okay, so babes, thank you so much for joining us, for listening to our whole spiel about our amazing vacation, and
thank you for not getting tipsy with us,
but still keeping it truthful.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out on Instagram at Tipsy and Truthful Podcast.
And TikTok at Tipsy and Truthful. See you next week.
Love you, babes.